For showing up and for rising up. 2 months ago, when Nikki and I met in New York at Eve Ensler's play Emotional Creature, we're like, New York had been organizing for months, and LA had been organizing for months, and I'm like, oh, Nikki, we're running out of time here, we better get going. And so we came back and started making calls and bringing the community together, and it just is surpassed our wildest dreams to have so many come together. You know, the beloved community, here it is. Here it is. And it's the most diverse group that I've witnessed in a long time. It's a very diverse group, all different ages, different colors, different sizes, different religious beliefs, different, you know, opinions on gay marriage and what have you. But you know what? We've come together on this issue because we have no choice. We have no choice on this because it is our mothers and our sisters and our daughters. It's humanity. And if we can't stop the raping and pillaging of the feminine, then how can we deal with all the other issues that we have to deal with on a daily basis, that we have to get a grip on? So I'm just really glad that all of you are here today. And I do want to just let you know where Eve is, because nobody's said and nobody's asked. She's in the DRC, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, at the City of Joy, that she broke ground on about 4 or 5 years ago. And this is where the women that have been battered as victims of the war, they've been raped by the soldiers, their innards are so torn up, they are having babies of the soldiers. And this City of Joy is where these women can go and get the surgery that they need to put their innards back together and to rehabilitate and go home to their communities with a little bit of job training, knowledge about how to operate a computer. They're raising organic fruits and vegetables at the City of Joy so that they can nourish their bodies and heal more quickly. But that is where Eve is, with the most forgotten women probably in the world. They're representative of that. And the governments of the globe have turned a blind eye because they're poor people, poor women and girls someplace else. And so I just wanted to recognize Eve and her unbelievable dedication, commitment, passion about this issue. And none of us would be here today if it were not for her. And she's been raising money and awareness for 15 years for this issue. And you know what? She got fed up, because although she'd raised $150 million, which is more money than the UN had raised since its inception to work on this issue of stopping violence against women and girls. You turn on your TV, no matter where you are, traveling around the world, and there's the violence is not diminishing, it's escalating. It's friggin' nuts. So we just have got to, you know, and I don't know about y'all, but I am pissed off. I am pissed off. And basically that's why I'm rising, because I'm pissed off. What I didn't even know, did y'all know that 1 in 3 women in this world, in their lifetime, will be brutalized or raped? That's unbelievable. And 1 in 4 girls in college will be date raped. You know, and now we're talking about young men and the need to educate young boys and change the culture of this world and start at the root of the problem. And we can do that if we all pull together and stay mindful. Tomorrow, it's easy to go walk over here, and I hope all of you are coming to attend the biggest flash mob dance, not only in the history of Atlanta, but in the history of the world, because 12 hours ago, or whenever Valentine's Day started on the other side of the world, maybe it was 24 hours ago, they have been dancing by the millions and the millions and hundreds of millions, and it adds up. The collective voices and actions are going to add up to 1 billion or more. There could be 2 billion, there could be 3 billion, and believe me, that's what it's going to take to stop this. So anyway, the Atlanta statistics, it has not been mentioned, and I'm kind of running over time here, but did you know that there are 15,000 sexual assaults in our state of Georgia, and half of them are children? Wow. Unbelievable, right? And there's 30,000, yeah, unacceptable. It's an atrocity. 30,000 reports of domestic violence, and you know that a lot of them, most of them, you're not even hearing about. Right. And there are thousands of women that can't even get out of their abusive homes and get into a safe environment because there are no places for them to go. The money's run out. There's not the funding. There's not the support. So we've got to change that. We got to make sure that if there is a woman or a girl that wants to get away from an abusive, violent environment, that she has a safe place to go. And I just want to bring up one more thing. Muhammad Yunus, who is the father of micro enterprise lending for women, he's a Nobel Peace Prize laureate. Reverend Dr. Bernice King gave him the Legacy Award from the King Center a couple of weeks ago, Martin Luther King weekend. And he said that his dream, and it's apropos because it's the 50th anniversary for the I Have a Dream speech, the march at the Capitol in Washington, D.C., and I hope you'll all be there August 28th. August 28th. And what Professor Yunus said was that he wanted to see poverty. His dream was that poverty would end, and he'd like to be able to go to a museum someday and see what poverty looked like, because we had read The World of Poverty. Well, why can't we do that with violence? Sexual violence. Why can't we do that? One day, have to go to a museum and say, you know, I've forgotten what that looked like. We should go to the museum and be thankful to God that we're not there any longer. And before I take any more time, I just want to say, let's strike, dance, and rise up. 1 billion of us globally, 1 billion, against violence against women and girls, and make Atlanta and this world a rape and violence-free zone.